In this second set of tutorial videos for the Nearpod application, we will be learning some of the more applicable features for the classroom. What I like to use in my classroom are the formative assessment tools such as the open-ended tool, the quiz tool, and some of the other features which we have already viewed in the beginner videos, which are the poll and the draw it applications. In this set of videos, we will explore the other applications as well as become a little bit more familiar with how to use the data and use it to assess our teaching and go back and then ask ourselves questions and reflect on our lessons. Let's start with the quiz feature. Add another interactive activity, click on the plus sign, and then to find the quiz feature, we will click on the Add Activity. The quiz feature is similar to the poll feature, except you are able to determine and identify which answer is correct for the students. So as they answer each question, they will know whether or not they got it right. And then we can use this, if you would like, as an actual form of assessment, whether it's formative assessment or it could be even used as a summative assessment as a quicker way to gather some data, maybe a quick way to have the students take a quiz, and the data should already be collected for you. So again, just like in the poll feature, you're going to create a title for your quiz. This one is going to be called Polygons for our lesson, and then you have the option of adding as many questions as you would like. Again, just like the poll feature, you can add an image if you would like the students to answer a question based on an image, or you can simply type your question in the box. Then you can add as many options as you would like for their answers. If you would like to do true or false, then you could type in true for one and false for the other. If you would like them to answer a multiple choice question, then you can add other options for their answers. So at this time, you can enter your questions into your quiz, and I will add a few into mine, and then we will compare and we'll see what we can do with the quiz questions as we actually apply our presentation with our students. Be sure to assign the correct answer to your question so that the quiz feature can work as it's supposed to in grading the student's quiz as they answer the questions. As you can see, I made 10 quiz questions, all true or false, and this way I can ask the students true or false questions quickly and gather all data and see how well they're understanding our lesson on polygons. So I'm going to save my quiz. And again, just as always, you can see it's added to the end of our presentation. Now I want to see how I can apply my quiz and use it in the classroom and get student results. So I'm going to click Done with my presentation. I'm done editing it. And then I'm going to publish it so that I can actually use it with my students and they can access it. So I published my presentation, and then we have to go up here to our Engaged tab, which is where we will find the presentation to send out to our students. Okay, and this is added, so I'm going to use my new one. And then again, don't forget, we do have this option of sending this to the students for homework if for some reason we don't get to it in class, or if the student is absent and you still would like them to complete this quiz. But again, we're going to do this as a live session. So I'm going to quickly scroll through the slides that we've already seen, and then what I'm going to do is log in as a student on a different computer and answer the questions as a student so we can see what the teacher will see from our point of view. Now you might have noticed, since this is a new presentation, that I do have a new PIN number. So each presentation has its own individual PIN or code, I should say, And since I had created or added to my old one, this is a new presentation and it has its own pin. So no presentation will ever have the same pin. So from the teacher's perspective, this is what we'll see as the student goes along and answers the quiz questions. Now, and this is a little bit different as they can pace themselves through each question, but once the quiz is over, they can't move forward any farther. So as the student answers a question and submits it, the teacher will receive their data one at a time. So you can see student A is answering question number 1 correctly, question number 2 correctly, and since we only have one student, so far everyone is answering correctly. But then if they answer something incorrectly, then you can see that that comes up in a different color in our question. It comes up red, and then that means that that might be something we need to go back to depending on the percentage of students that get it wrong. So as the student continues, this will continue to go through and show us all the data for questions 1 through 10 in our quiz. After the students are done submitting all their answers, we can share our data, and we can share our data with the students, and I'll show you what that view looks like in a moment. We can also, as I will show you in a little while, we can share this information and email it to someone. So maybe you can email it to their other teachers or an administrator or a parent, depending on what your goals are. For the students, this is what their view will look like when they're ready to take a quiz. So we'll ask them if they're ready, and they can click on the word Go at the bottom of the screen. And then as they answer the questions, they can continue on until they get to the end of the quiz. After the student has submitted all of its answers, they will have the option to go back and review their answers before actually submitting it to the teacher. Once they're ready, they'll click Next. And when the teacher is ready, they can share, as we mentioned earlier, as you saw from the teacher's perspective, they can share the results with the student. Now, these are individual results, so no one else will see these. One last quick thing I should mention is if you would like the students to answer a question by clicking all of the possible answers, that is also an option. Just be sure to assign more than one answer as the correct answer. And then when students are answering the quiz, also make sure you include that in the directions that they should choose all possible solutions. In the next video, we will be talking about how to incorporate an open-ended response question.